Jordan Park community. There were two things the residents of this community wanted when they began redesigning Jordan Park community as a result of a Hope 6 grant. One of those things happened to be preserving the historic community next door, those 31 units. That was one of the things that was extremely important to the residents of the community. The second thing that they demanded was that this building be preserved, presenting, preserving, and interpreting African American history. I got to the Woodson a little bit early this morning and I started looking for information about what was promised. And I came across a document that was provided by the developer. And it made reference to preserving the 31 single-story units, which today we call the Jordan Park Historic Village, and maintaining what was once the Neighborhood Community Center and the formal rental office. Hope 6 was to provide hope for one of our area's most disenfranchised communities. And the developer's report, after redeveloping the community, read like this: the new Jordan Park community, which looks and feels like single-family housing and the arts and craft design of affluent neighboring communities, has been physically, economically, and socially revived and integrated into its surrounding community. Using the big house concept, local stakeholders, including public housing residents, elected officials, and city planners, created a new urbanist master plan that replaced the 429 deteriorated barrack-like housing units with 105 new arts and crafts-style buildings, characteristic of a grand architect of St. Petersburg's finest communities. There are 10 building types with 237 apartments, each with its own street address, entryway, front porch, back door, parking space, rear yard, and trash collection. A grand entryway to the property and a central park were created by preserving and highlighting the existing magnificent live oak trees. A stormwater management pond was used to create a visual amenity for the property, and this pond, with a central fountain, is located adjacent to the new community building. Listen to this. That houses a library, a community center, a leasing office, a wellness center, an active resident service program, and a Hewlett-Packard Magic Johnson Inventor Center, all located in the building. The Resident Service Coordinator provides case management for residents and creates linkages with the local human service programs at the adjacent One-Stop Achievement Center. The site also boasts the Dr. Carter G. Woodson African American Museum. The redevelopment of Jordan Park has been an outstanding success. Today, Jordan Park is a stable, well-designed, functioning community that is integrated into the surrounding community. Most importantly, the St. Pete Housing Authority has developed the expertise to own and manage the property. Does that not sound like a fabulous place? Created for the residents of our community, as it should have been, and as it should be. Most of those amenities that I rattled off are long gone. There are no longer amenities that serve the residents of this community that were created to make Jordan Park whole. Little by little, St. Pete Housing Authority took great pride in selling off those amenities that were promised to the residents of Jordan Park. Their attempt to even sell off, well, they ultimately did, to sell this building. And had it not been for the mayor, the members of city council, we would not be in this space today. So I stand before you today, begging and pleading once again. I have again written letters to HUD asking for their intervention. I am pleading with local government again for your intervention because preserving and saving this community is critical. But equally important are the lives of the residents that St. Petersburg Housing Authority is charged with making a difference for. Their mission is to provide safe, sanitary, and decent housing for residents.
That's right.
And I would beg you to look at the disparate housing that has been provided south of Central. We in this community under St. Petersburg Housing Authority's management have lost Laurel Park. They managed that facility until it could no longer be used and it was ultimately demolished. Grand Rogel Apartments was used until they made application for it to become obsolete for housing. However, it's used today and filled to capacity for use of housing. They raised 400 units here in the Jordan Park community under their management. So my question is, how much longer do we allow a housing agency to be responsible for the care of our most vulnerable citizens to continue to be responsible for them? I ask today that we take a close look of what's required for our local residents, where they too can feel the warmth of St. Petersburg sunshine. Thank you all.